What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Wiser Dude Metal Casting Workshop. So, got some interesting things going on here, man. We got some new crucibles for one. That's 1 and 2 right here. This brand new just came in yesterday. This one was actually a gift from a friend of mine, and this came with a brand new smelter. So, a friend of mine had bought one and tried it out, used it a couple times, and I don't know, I guess it scared him. You know, he said it was dangerous, so he didn't want to do it, so he just gave it to me. He only used it twice. But that's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. You know? There's my old smelter right here. I still use it. But today we're going to test out this new one. Alright, so this is a whole bunch of aluminum right here. This actually came out of a washing machine motor, and here's the housing for that. Our washing machine broke a couple weeks ago, and I took some of the metal out of it. That's also where this copper came from right here. All this copper. This came from a job. Extra stuff from home repairs, and then copper pipe from plumbing. But anyway, so what I'd like to do is melt all that aluminum first, and then probably throw all these beer cans in there as well. I don't know how they're gonna fit in this new crucible. Might have to use one of the bigger guys for that. Alright, so we're gonna melt the aluminum, get this thing nice and hot, and then we're going to melt the copper. And hopefully we can make some cool stuff with the copper. I'm excited about that. But cool. Thanks for watching. Give me a second to get situated. Cheers, by the way. We'll be right back. We're going to load everything up and test out this new smelter. I've never used it, so I don't know if it's any good or not. We're going to find out today. All right, guys. So, in addition to my buddy, and I'll give him a shout out, his name is Mike. Thank you, man, for the smelter. The crucible came with it as well, and he also gave me a couple of brand new molds. These bar molds, and they're deeper dish than the ones I originally had. So those are pretty cool. I like that. All right, we got this thing loaded up with a bunch of aluminum. All this aluminum came from the washer motor. It didn't have copper wire, it had aluminum wire. And then the housing for it was also aluminum, and that's all this crap right here. So anyways, we got all this aluminum loaded up in here. We're gonna try to melt this down, add that into it, right? And then we're gonna try to start throwing these beer cans, because my shelf is, or my work table is getting pretty crowded over here, so we're gonna try to get rid of all those. But yeah, let's get this thing fired up. Let's try it out. I'm excited. Hope it works good. My chickens are kind of going crazy behind me. There's a chicken coop on that side of the shop. All right, let's see what we can do with this thing. We're gonna get a little bit of toilet paper right here. We're gonna light this up. Toss that in. Turn on the gas. Get some tongs over here. now we're cooking. As the things start to melt down, I'll keep adding more crap in. And then hopefully we'll have enough time to do some copper after this. But cool. We'll be right back. Let's give that a minute to melt. Alright guys, so we got the cans that were on the workbench crushed. We got these molds heating up. Those are the brand new molds I just got for free. Thank you, Mike, for that. And we are cooking. It's hot in there. Always preheat your molds to avoid steam explosions. But yeah, we're cooking. We're getting there. We'll give it a couple more minutes. Alright guys, this is what pure aluminum looks like. We have not added any cans in there yet. We just melted the aluminum from the washing machine. So all that is pure aluminum. I've already taken out the dross, which is in that pot. I'm going to start adding cans right now. And you can see how fast these cans turn into nothing. Once you got a full of aluminum, these things go quick. Guys, we're down to our last 4 cans. Well, I added another one over there, so maybe 5 cans. But anyways, we're cooking, we're melting. I've been pulling out the dross as I go. This is a brand new crucible that's never been used before, and before we use it, we need to temper it. So what that means is we have to heat it up slowly, you know, without getting it too hot too fast. Because if there's any moisture inside of this clay material, it will explode. And that has happened to me before. That is what happened to this crucible here. You can see a big chunk of it is missing. I threw it in while it was brand new, and I turned it up real hot too fast. And then it blew a chunk out of the side. So I learned my lesson. I learned not to do that. So we temper them first, which means we just heat them up slowly. So the way I'm going to heat this one up slowly is after I pull that crucible out of there with all that aluminum, I'm going to turn the furnace off, but it'll still be hot. And I'll just drop this in there, and that should temper it. You know, without wasting gas. I'll just use the heat that's already in the furnace after I turn it off to temper it. And it'll also melt all the plastic off of this copper. I mean, I could take the time to strip it, but I don't feel like it. So we're just gonna throw that in there, and we'll let the heat from the furnace melt it off. And all this is copper here. See if we can get that in there. I don't think we're going to have enough time to do the copper on this video, but if not, then I'll just do another video. So, alright, I ain't worried about that little crap. Get that off the workbench. Cool, so we have a full crucible. This is a 4-kilogram crucible filled to the top with copper, and then we also have a copper pipe that we'll add in once this stuff starts melting down. But let's add some more of these cans in here. one we're gonna pour into. All right. We'll be right back. We're getting ready to pour, which is my favorite part. All right, guys. We have our pure aluminum in the crucible. This is all the dross that I took out in that little pot. And we have our mold right here. We're gonna get ready to pour. But that's a new mold. I've never used it before. So we'll see what the bars come out like. Here we go. All right, we got 3 nice bars. And that's from a washing machine motor and about a case of beer cans. So let's take these out. Put them in some water, quench them. Oh, they do not want to come out. All right, that one came out pretty easy. Put in some water right here. These guys do not want to come out of here.